goes, "Oh, Peter," he tries to stop him with the glider and stuff, right? You could say, "Oh, that is when he came back." Obviously, we know that's not going to be it, because that's not what happened.
Right.
Yeah, we just know it's not. You could say that would be it, and you could say that's why in Spider-Man 2, Doc Ock changes his mind. He becomes a good guy, and he dies. But then, if that is the case, then what you're saying is everything that happened in Spider-Man No Way Home was pointless because they die anyway. The way I see it is what happened is that everything that they experienced happened, but they came to this reality, even though everything happened. He dies, Doc Ock dies, everybody dies, but when they came back and cured, and then they went back along with Tobey and Andrew. So now I guess there's two of them. They died, but they're back. Yeah, because they've changed their reality. Not changed their reality, but they've been kind of cloned from their same reality into another, and then jumping back. It's like copying a file over.
Yeah,
how I see it.
That might actually be what's happening. I mean,
because
who knows?
Otherwise, sorry to interrupt, Ken, but otherwise, you're just bringing them over, curing them, sending them back just to die, and then what's the whole point of the movie? So it has to be this case of, yeah, we sent them back. Even if you don't see them ever again, to say that, yes, they went back to the moments they died, then this whole movie has no meaning.
Mm-hmm. That's a good point. We're giving the MCU too much credit here. We're thinking that they've thought this out. That probably happened because they just brought... Who can we bring in? Because Jamie Foxx is Electro, because everybody who knows Peter Parker or Spider-Man was brought into this universe, and then Jamie Foxx, Electro, didn't know who his Spider-Man was until Andrew took off his mask and was like, "Oh, I thought you would have been a black guy because you helped people between." Like, he didn't know.
I actually think that if you remember in Amazing Spider-Man 2, like when Electro and Spidey are battling out in the power station, Gwen comes in to knock him out, and Max Dillon worked with Gwen Stacy at Oscorp, and he probably knows that she dated Peter Parker. So I'd like to think that he figured it out, kind of like Harry did.
Yeah.
Probably Harry also told him off camera, maybe, or something.
Yeah. I was thinking as well, like, how was Venom in this movie?
He thought he was a black dude, so we know it's not him.
Then I think it was talking to Stephen Colbert. He was saying that because Venom is interdimensional because of the hive or something.
Yeah,
he probably knows everything that kind of way. He knows that Peter Parker is Spider-Man. A version of Venom knows that the symbiote, so that's why he was brought into the reality. That's cool. I do like that.
Yeah,
and it's cool that a part of Venom is now in the MCU. So I don't know if you guys seen it. I posted it earlier, but Tom Hardy posted a picture celebrating Spider-Man No Way Home, and he posted a picture of the actor that plays Ned,
Jacob
Nathan Babylon?
Jacob Batalon.
Jacob Batalon or something like that. He posted a picture of Jacob Batalon, and he tagged Tom Holland, and he just posted a picture of him with nobody else at the premieres. That's funny. Maybe it's a hint that he could become Venom or something. I don't know. Because that was a funny line as well, where he goes, "Don't worry, Peter, I won't become a bad guy and try and kill you."
But the thing is, he forgot.
I know, but like I bet you that down the lines, and they and him will know. They'll find out that you're Parker of Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Even around that, I think there's there's too many plot holes in this movie, and it really doesn't matter that much because of how much they did so many things well. Like even the ending goodbye with the Trinity, Tom could have easily stayed there.
No, bro, he's smashing MJ on that, bro. Come on.
Yeah. The cool thing about plot holes, though, is you can always fix them later.
Yeah.
And thanks to this whole multiverse thing, there's so many ways that you can fix these plot holes that are into play because you have an infinite possibilities now. So if something didn't make sense in this movie, looking back, they can fix that somehow within the next movie after, or so forth.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you guys like a percentage. Okay, so out of 100, what percentage do you just give? I go around and give everyone an answer. do we see Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield return as Spider-Man? You see, out of 100, what's the probability or what's the chance?
100%.
I think 100%,
Okay.
honestly.
Or,
I can tell you
80
100%, but I can back it up with evidence. So go ahead.
82% for me.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
What
mean,
you said?
I'm
Oddly
open.
specific.
I'm open. Yeah, I'm open.
82.
I'm open to that idea, and I think it could happen. But I think it'll happen it's got to happen under the right circumstances, like this.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna say 83%. No.
I think if he returns, it'll be like a supporting role again.
Mhm.
Like I don't know if he would have like say like a Spider-Man 4 or not. But I do definitely see Maguire coming back for a support, like a team up supporting role again.
Okay.
What I would love
Yeah.
though is have the Amazing Spider-Man 3 get made. I obviously wanted that for a long time, but after hearing Garfield's dialogue about what happened to him after Gwen died, oh man, I want that even more now.
Yeah. Oh, I think that's definitely on the table now. I mean,
Yeah.
Sony needs their universe as Spider-Man, and I think this movie reinvigorated Andrew Garfield so they could say that he is their main universe Spider-Man, while Peter is the MC. Well, Tom Holland is the MCU Spider-Man.
Yeah, I got a lot of questions
one.
regarding Garfield Spider-Man. Like when he said that, I was kind of going like, "Wait, has Spider-Man been killing people?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like,
And-
I don't think he killed people. I just think that he does what Batman does.
I think Morbius takes place in the
Yeah.
Garfield universe, and I think the whole Tobey
Oh.
thing on the wall was just an edited cop out over to
Yeah.
keep the secret.
Yeah.
makes sense
I
with
kinda
the
like-
murderer thing.
Yeah, because you remember that
Yeah.
it said murder over it, but it was the PS4 render of Raimi's Spider-Man. I think it's actually it's actually Garfield Spider-Man there in the actual movie on the picture, but I think they edited that over as a fake scene as a misdirection.
Yeah, that's
You know
possible.
what's
Yeah.
I mean, I'm up for Spider-Man, spilling tons of blood. That'd be fucking awesome. But
Yeah, dude.
Morbius
Same.
feels like a TASM spinoff already.
yeah.
Yeah. Even Venom.
I could
like,
see the
Venom seems like it's from that universe.
Yeah.
I could see the villains in Garfield's universe like not being killed by him, but just scared of him because of the way he fights now. I think they could be
Yeah,
scared
dude.
of
Oh my
and
god.
I think there's potential stories to be made because what happened in Tobey's world and Andrew's world when they were in the MCU? Like the villains go crazy and like, oh my god, there's no Spider-Man now. Let's just take over New York, whatever. I wonder what happened when they were gone because the villains see that as a good opportunity. But also, like I am in doubt that they'll make a Spider-Man 4 and Amazing Spider-Man 3. I would love them to. I'm on Twitter. I'm campaigning for it now. I want it to happen. There's so many people actually looking for it. So
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised. But I think what could happen is, they pop up cameos and stuff like that. Maybe a live action. I think eventually we will get a live action in Spider-Verse after we have the animated version. I think they'll end up bringing Miles to live action and have a mentor. I don't know if it's going to be Tobey or Andrew, Tom, but there's so many possibilities. Like the Sonyverse needs a Spider-Man, and why I think that Tobey or Andrew will be in that universe is the post-credits scene. They could have kept Venom in the MCU and said, "Oh, Tom Holland Spider-Man versus Venom." Not really. They put a part of Venom in the MCU and they put Tom Hardy back into his universe with Craven, with Morbius. What's also interesting is Michael Keaton's Vulture seems to be in two universes at once right now. It's hard to know what's exactly going on there, what universe is he in, but that
Tom
universe
Hardy.
is Spider-Man.
Tom Hardy
have a
Andrew
theory.
Garfield.
has the shortest MCU life ever. 2 hours.
What's with these crazy guys playing these characters? Like Tom Hardy's Venom, Jared Leto is Morbius. Like these guys are just insane and they're playing these characters. But like the Sonyverse needs a Spider-Man, and Andrew Garfield will be perfect for that. And I think if you had him popping up as a cameo in Venom 3, internet would go as insane. Or if you had Morbius, or I think Tobey would be a great mentor for a female
Yeah, I
Spider-Man.
think Tobey should be included for sure.
Okay. Can I just say
or
something?
Miles Morales.
Who is the lady that is in charge of Sony?
Amy Pascal.
Amy Pascal.
Amy Pascal, yeah. Right. So going back to what you were saying earlier on about do you think they'll be back for more Spider-Man? Recently, she said that Tom would be around. He will still be around. Something about 3 movies, and he said that he's going to be crossing. He's going to be one of the only people that will be crossing from one universe to another. Yeah. She said this. Later, Sony came out and said, no, it's not going to happen. Now, she's not some chump down the road, okay? She's a big boss here, okay? The fact that she said it means that it's probably going to happen. Now, that said, that's why I genuinely believe that there's going to be more. That's one. 2, this Tom Peter is he's very locked in with Disney. I don't know if he's going to go anywhere or not, but he's still linked in with Disney, and that takes a bit of their freedoms away. 3, Sony has nothing besides Tom, is what I personally feel. They're doing some things on the sides, but they have nothing. Sorry?
Well, like, they have Tom, but they have Spider-Man, and they could have multiple Spider-Mans at once. Their biggest money makers, Spider-Man.
I would say they need their own thing. I think they need to diversify their portfolio, and if you get what I mean. Because them just sticking around with Tom, that's the one thing. And, they do the animated stuff, and as great as they are, they can do so much more, and I can't see any reason why they wouldn't. Now, if you bring these guys back successfully as you did in Andrew and Tobey, that is a great step in the right direction, in my opinion. If they made a movie with Tom and Andrew, hell, you could make it like not a Spider-Verse movie, but a story with both of them. Maybe you can have more of Andrew since Tobey. I don't know how Tobey Maguire is nowadays, because he doesn't like the fame and spotlight. He's had trouble with that. But yeah, I do believe wholeheartedly, 100%, that down the line, I heard this is recently. Apparently, they're already planning a full film for Tom.
Yeah.
So I just don't see in any way where they wouldn't want to bring these, especially after how much money they're making already and how much people love the nostalgia. Why wouldn't you want to bring these guys back?
Yeah.
You bet your ass. They're talking with Tobey. They're talking with Andrew. First of all, and I don't know about Tobey again, but I know Andrew Garfield loves Spider-Man. He's wanted to be Spider-Man since he was a child. Like, it's what we love about Spider-Man, that guy feels 100 times more. Like, if you watch his interviews, he loves it. Like, he is Spider-Man. And he is my favorite Spider-Man, even though I grew up with Tobey. Like, I resonate a bit more with him. So I know for a fact, they said, hey man, look, I know things didn't go well in the past because I think they had some issues and they canceled the 3rd film. I know for a fact he will come back. Things have changed a lot for the MCU, comic book movies, superheroes, everything. With the hype that's going on now, you bet your ass Amy Pascal is talking. She wants to make it happen. And this money that they've made, $500 million already. And what? I'm telling you, this will go way beyond $1 billion. I can guarantee that.
Yeah.
Money will speak. Money speaks every time. I genuinely hope that they are pursuing something more with these guys, because if they don't, this is going to be one of the biggest mistakes that they will ever do. I can't see any reason why they wouldn't pursue it. And I genuinely believe wholeheartedly, based on everything I've just said, they will. Money, these guys are willing to come back. I think they will come back. They love what they do. Then again, they're making a shit ton of money, and if there's anything that these guys love, money.
Yeah,
they will do it. And you know what? I will say this: they will announce it within 6 months. Something to do with just another Spider-Man movie down the line.
Yeah,
that's the thing, though. You don't even have to announce it, because look at what this movie did without any shots of Tobey or Andrew or Matt Murdock or Hardy Cox. They didn't even
show it to the premiere.
Yeah. And they made this money, and Tom Hardy was in it, and Doctor Strange Shredder was on it. Like, come on, they had so much stuff in it. But like, if I don't think you can't bring back one without the other. I think if you're going to bring back Andrew, you have to get Tobey in there somewhere as well, and vice versa.
The relationship,
a lot of fans online, and that creates kind of these fandoms against each other. The Tobey fandom versus the
yeah.
Andrew fandom. Oh, look, Tobey's or Andrew's better because they didn't bring Tobey back, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And Grace Randolph, who say what you want about her, I think she knows her stuff a lot of the time. She said that Tobey signed on late because he wanted more money. And rightfully so. He's the OG Spider-Man, you know, he's the man. Like, if he wanted more money, that's every right for his family and stuff like that. So nothing against that. That's probably why a few of the scenes seemed like they were shot separately, with like the Doc Ock and stuff like that, and maybe the Green Goblin scene. But I think you have to bring them both back. And if they can't do solo movies, why not just do a Spider-Verse movie with Tom, Andrew, and Tobey? Big story. And that way, what you could do is everybody goes for those three. Miles Morales makes his live-action debut, and everybody comes away talking about Miles Morales. It's just insane that you do a Miles Morales solo movie. That's a great way to elevate that character. So they have to bring them back. And they seem to be listening to the fan base, which, like, I'm more interested in
Kevin Feige always listens
than I am.
To fans.
I'm more interested in the Spider-Verse now than I am in the DC universe.
Yeah.
I'm a big DC fan.
Yeah.
I'm a big DC fan. Like, the hat, I love DC so much, but right now, Spider-Man, Marvel are giving me what I want, and
I'll be honest.
I just,
Good on them.
Like that era again.
Yeah,
like
good on them for paying Tobey whatever he wanted.
Yeah, exactly. Imagine he didn't show up. Like, I'd be really annoyed, or if he was only in a small
This movie
scene.
would have been very incomplete without him, for sure.
Yeah, and I probably wouldn't have liked it as much if he wasn't in it as much.
Yeah,
I'll be honest.
He got the biggest cheers, man. When he walked, he wasn't even in the suit.
Yeah.
And when he walked in, he got the biggest cheers.
Cool.
Yeah.
I
I talk about kind of like you know, the moment I stood up and cheered. It was when Garfield and Tobey showed up. Like, I leapt out of my seat and did it, which I apologize to the people right behind me. They have to see a big dude just lose his shit.
Still
and
watch it
cry.
on YouTube.
Oh yeah, I'll watch on YouTube. Yeah, see, it's fun. No, they'll watch it again. Their kids are gonna drag them to it again. They want to see me again, or maybe they might. Who knows? But
someone's probably like recording the moment, and just Rokan just jumps right in front of the camera, like.
that was actually accurate. I literally jumped up, I just raised my fist in the air and went, "Whoa! Yeah!"
You did the Spider-Man. You did the Spider-Man woo.
Yeah, the Spider-Man woo. What?
I hit my brother because when Green Goblin stabbed Tobey, I was like, I hit my brother. I was like, they're gonna kill him.
I thought they were gonna.
Better not kill him.
So that's what I was like. I was like, oh shit, they're actually gonna kill him.
Yeah, I thought they would kill him as well. But I just want to say that one of the greatest moments in this film is when Andrew says, "I've always wanted brothers," and that moment. That was just so, and that speech that they
I love you guys.
They had.
Yeah.
And the other two didn't say it. That was so funny.
Oh my god! Can I just say when
they did the pointing meme?
Yeah. When they're like, "Oh, Peter, me, him," that's a great way to do it without going and doing it like actually. But I was gonna say is that moment when they come back and they huddle up and they say, "Okay, Peter 1, Peter 2," you know, they're having that conversation. And then they run down the thing and they jump at the same time.
Yeah,
that
dude.
Forever one of the greatest shots.
Yeah.
And just it's incredible because you're there.
I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about that scene.
It's such a great shot and I love it. I just love it. It's everything I wanted. And the way that they, you know, like, remember if you watch Amazing Spider-Man 2, as you know, Casey, like some of the shots in that are incredible.
Yeah.
Just some of those fights, you know, like the one where he's upside down and it's just his feet and you see like the electricity following him.
Yeah.
Like
they even did the moonshot
Huh?
With all three of them. The moonshot.
All three of them. That shot with all three of them pulling each other essentially was just one of the greatest things we've always wanted. Yeah. And the fact they did this is the greatest thing that, again, man, like you can't go wrong with fan service like this, where I think Matt, I think you said this before about how like no, it might have been Ken. I think he said something about how Disney did it soulless. And there is so much love in that, how these guys have come in to these shots, right? It really is great to have these characters come in, be cared for in who those characters are, and just take it up a notch, man. Like, I don't know what to say more than I just loved every single shot. I love every moment. Just the jokes were great. I think the jokes went over the top. I felt Zendaya's acting was a bit sus at sometimes, especially when she was in the house of the old lady, Nan's house, whatever.
Like, I liked her there. I liked her there. She was the way she was interacting with Andrew. She didn't know what to do.
I think it was a bit. If you watch it again, watch her, and you'll be like, "Oh, okay." But
she throws bread at him.
Yeah.
Oh, the grandma's reaction was so funny for screaming.
Yeah.
Nice.
Her reaction to Tobey was the funniest to me. Oh my god, that was hilarious. Though she kind of flirts with him.
Yeah.
I was taken out of the movie for a little bit because I wasn't expecting so many jokes from the three of them. Like, they were really funny jokes.
Yeah.
But they did it so well. This may be controversial, but you get like, just look at what happened there with the three Spider-Mans. Like, the Flash movie's coming out next year, and they're trying to do the multiverse as well. They're not calling it a multiverse movie, but come on, it's a multiverse movie.
Flashpoint.
I think it's a big mistake. Not getting Christian Bale back.
I think they will now.
Can I?
I really think.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Yeah. I think they have to go to Christian Bale right now and say, Christian, how much money do you want? Can we shoot a few scenes with you? Because
I don't think audiences today will have that much of reaction to Michael Keaton as they would have to Bale.
Yeah, I think they need to leak it as well. I think they need to get him back and leak it the way Sony did it, through Grace Randolph or through somebody, and say, "Oh, I'm hearing Christian Bale could be added to the Flash movie." Because, like, look at his box office record as Batman. You probably ask general audiences, their Batman is probably Christian Bale. You know, that franchise did so well.
He's the most popular one for sure.
Yeah, I'm not saying copy what Marvel just did with the Spider-Mans, but I think, come on, you're setting yourself to fail if you don't have that fan service. Because the Justice League movie that most audiences got to watch in 2017 was the 2017 one. Not a lot of them would have seen the Justice League that we got to see earlier this year because of the marketing, because of the theatrical movie and stuff like that. So that's a uphill battle there straight away. If they pop up, will anybody care? Apart from Aquaman, Ray Fisher won't even be in it, Cyborg, and Affleck's only in a small scene. Henry Cavill might not be in it. So, like, there's a lot of things there that they have to get right. It's so funny because, like, you're coming off the back of this awesome MCU Spider-Man movie with cool references and Easter eggs, and you don't know what you're going to get with DC's Flash movie. It could be fantastic. It could be brilliant. You just don't know. But I think they have to get Christian Bale back.
Yeah.
And
there's 1 year.
I agree.
So.
Yeah, I mean, if you want like an MCU, if you want a big type of like reaction that will make people go like, "Holy shit, I can't believe they're back," you got to get Bale back. I mean, I don't know if that'll happen because, like you said, I mean, depends on how much money they'll throw at him and whether or not he actually would want to wear the costume, because he's made it clear how much wearing the Batman costume would make him grumpy.
I heard he nearly had an anxiety attack, or he did have an anxiety attack when he first wore the suit.
Yeah, and he said.
Sorry.
Yeah, he said.
And to be honest, he wasn't really like. He's not someone that cares exclusively about money. He is someone that says, "Hey, if I don't like this, I'm not going to do it."
Didn't WB already reach out to him though?
No, there was a rumor. I don't know if that happened or not.
I don't know. It's hard to say, but I do know that he said that when he made Batman Begins, that suit gave him nothing but headaches. And granted, he said he used that during the fight scenes, which I just want to say I pray for the stunt guys who had to fight a grumpy migraine Christian Bale.
Yeah.
Him really beating those guys up when those guys are literally just really defending themselves. Yeah.
I could see them going through reshoots definitely in the next few months to add cameos, to add different appearances.
Yep.
Even if him literally peering through a portal or something, it would really be good to see him, like, maybe Barry runs through his back cave and he goes, "Oh no, this is not the right one." He just goes to another one or something. I don't know.
I think the scene at the house with Ned and MJ, where Tobey and Andrew come in, I think that whole thing is a reshoot. It doesn't look the best.
Can I just say, sorry to interrupt, but I've been meaning to say this for a while. Have you noticed that every single scene that they shot with the guys, with Andrew and Tobey was indoors, nothing outside. Everything was like inside the house. When
Like
that scaffolding,
COVID, I think.
that was a set.
Yeah.
Everything was inside. In the school.
It's probably because of COVID and to add the runtime, the amount of time that they are in the movie, because obviously you can't have them and just be like, look, we initially thought that they were in the movie, but they weren't that much in the movie. And we've heard over the past few months that they are doing reshoots to add more of them and add they probably even added a Daredevil in reshoots. And in the Multiverse of Madness now they are doing extensive reshoots to add more characters, probably X-Men and all that. So yeah, it's great that this is happening, even though the final film might be a little unfinished, but the core of the scene still is intact. So yeah, I'm all for it.
I noticed with a lot of these big blockbusters now, there's very little civilians or extras anymore. Like the opening sequence had like the civilians on the street, and then you had like the school kind of sequence. But apart from that, everything else was like 3 or 4 characters.
Yeah.
And the action sequences are like just the villains and the heroes. But and then of course it's a bit convenient. There was that Statue of Liberty where there's no civilians, but it was smart as well to bring it out there. But yeah, DC definitely have to do something to create hype for leak some stuff, because that's how you get people kind of interested. Sony did a brilliant marketing campaign by making, I think they deliberately leaked the Andrew Garfield.
For sure.
Scene.
Yeah.
And I don't think John Campy was a part of any of it, because he leaked the actual scenes. Idiot.
Yeah.
Okay.
But he had to play innocent and being like, "Hey, I don't know." He'd be like, "Hey, I don't know. These could be Photoshop."
Look
at
Tobey Maguire's crotch. He was something like that. Remember?
Yeah. Look at his dick. But KC, did you watch John's latest show? He said that he received 3 images that time. He received the one of Daredevil.
Yes,
he
I saw
received
that.
the one of the 3 Spider-Mans. And there's another one that he was so close to posting, but he didn't, because people reached out to him that the other ones could be real. There was somebody in a motion capture suit, and it wasn't for. He found out after it wasn't for Spider-Man No Way Home. It was actually for Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. And he says nobody will guess who this actor is in a motion capture suit.
Yeah.
Wherever they're playing. So I don't
At
know.
first,
I don't
when
know
he
who that
said
could be.
that before, I thought it was. I thought that it could be Lizard or Sandman. They're in the movie. It could be motion capture like that. But I realized that once he saw the movie, I realized that so they're not in the movie and it's a different actor, not those actors. Then I started going, oh. So who do you think it is?
I don't know. I can't even think. I think the X-Men will show up though from the Fox world.
Yeah, but who from the X-Men would have a mocap suit?
That's like I don't know.
Colossus?
But it has to, it's
Colossus is
average
already.
audiences. But average audiences aren't going to go like crazy for that character.
Oh, who's the girl that can switch like morph?
Mystique.
Mystique.
Yeah.
But why would she need him?
Again, like I don't think.
Oh, but
I think it's.
Did he say it's a he or a she?
Question is,
I don't know.
Do you think this is a veteran Marvel actor / character or a new character?
You know who it could be? It could be because Chris Randall has been saying this. It could be Tom Cruise as Iron Man.
Ooh, okay.
Listen, I would love to see that.
The movie. If anything, it'll just be Cruise running in his iron suit the whole time.
But they don't.
But the general audience doesn't know.
Yeah, but Rokan, I just say that would be the greatest piece of running you've ever seen.
Oh yeah.
Debate me. Bro.
I know Eric Bana said no already, but it could. I don't know if it's anything or if he's real. But what if it's the 2003 Hulk?
What if it's the real Roman? Who's the other guy that was the other Black Rhodey? Maybe it's him.
Or Terrence Howard. I don't think he would.
That'd be funny.
I don't think he would.
Yeah, but those are not big characters.
True.
I think it could be Tom Cruise as Iron Man.
Could be.
I don't think so because Tom Cruise as Iron Man is not something that the general audiences would know.
What about Eric Bana's Hulk?
But that still doesn't. I don't think that I don't think that would get those cheers in the theater when the scene comes on.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
But Grace has been saying that there could be an alternate version of the
No,
Avengers.
I'm just
that show
talking
up.
specifically about the
Uh,
mocap suit thing. Not that.
yeah, I got
Yeah,
you.
well, but like they could shoot it like say it's Tom Cruise, but then they add in the rest of the Avengers later on, like it's an assemble shot. But the shot he was talking about was Tom Cruise in the Iron Man in the motion capture. But he doesn't know who Tom Cruise is playing. He's just a motion capture suit.
Yeah.
So like that would they explained
No.
that this is an alternate version of this is the event. And Tom that would create hype. Casey. Tom Cruise, of course it would, as Iron
You
Man.
know what? You know what? I can probably say it's probably Ben Affleck in his Batman suit.
Oh, you know what's what I saw on John Campea show. Someone said, which I didn't realize while watching the movie. During the Daredevil scene, Happy was sitting right next to him, and he played Foggy in the original Daredevil movie.
Yeah.
That was hilarious.
Yeah, it's so funny.
It would have been brilliant if this was like, have you met before?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But obviously he can't see though.
Oh, true.
Caught that
He
brick
was like,
pretty good.
no,
Though.
I'm blind. I wouldn't know.
Yeah.
You know when he catches the brick and he goes, "I'm a really good lawyer."
Yeah.
That was classic.
That's awesome.
Classic.
Now let me ask you guys something with this. Okay, so we've got Matt Murdock showing up in Spider-Man No Way Home. Spider-Man No Way Home ends where Hawkeye begins, which, funny enough, the Kingpin is in Hawkeye. How much will you wager that they are going to use this as a way to tailspin into a continuation of Daredevil or Daredevil movie?
Yeah,
I think Daredevil's appearing. Well, I listened to Grace Randolph a lot. She says that Daredevil is in She-Hulk. Matt Murdock is in She-Hulk as a lawyer, and then actually she said he suits up in She-Hulk. He will be in the Echo Disney Plus series as well, and that's going to branch off and set up Daredevil season 4. So that's exciting. And I think that any future Spider-Man movies, I think he could definitely appear in those. I think a lot of the Spider-Man movies that we'll see going forward will be more grounded at street level in terms of the villains. Like Kingpin will be a bigger street level villain, stuff like that.
It's funny. Daredevil is gonna be in She-Hulk because little fun fact for those of you who may not know, Daredevil's first live action debut was in the Incredible Hulk TV show in the from the 70s and 80s.
Wait, who was Daredevil?
Yeah, Daredevil's first live action appearance was on the
Really?
Incredible Hulk TV show.
I've watched a few episodes of that show. I never watched like the entire season, but I love the vibe of it, of that series. I didn't know that though. That's cool.
Yeah.
You know, I was just gonna say that. See, when it comes to Marvel, knows what they're doing, and they know what their fans want. This is not something that every company clearly has, which is a shame.
DC.
Yeah. Whatever. Sony knows. Sorry, I say Sony. Just Disney knows what people want. They know what's good. They know what they have in their hands is such a huge product. To not pursue these things is a big mistake. And they know. Look, Daredevil is one of the most loved TV shows that have ever been made in general.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll be honest. It launched Netflix to, like, I don't think anything on Netflix was this huge until they were like, yeah, Daredevil, and then Daredevil was just incredible. So it took Netflix from being a streaming service to, oh my god, look at what they're making here, because it was just so good. So I can't see them saying, yeah, now we don't want to make another one, especially since they've already brought these guys back. So they know the value. They've already brought them back. They could have recasted someone. It would have been the worst thing to do. But they know they want them back. They've already brought them back. So why wouldn't you give them what people want? Maybe they won't put it on Disney Plus, but they can put it on Hulu. They're putting stuff like the Orville, which is a bit more mature, onto Hulu. They can put other stuff onto Hulu. It doesn't always have to be on Disney Plus. But then I think I also heard that they may be expanding Disney Plus into a bit more adult.
Yeah.
A bit more brutal. And that's fine.
here in the US, we don't have it, but some countries have a Disney Plus, and there's an adult section on the Disney Plus app for like
Yeah.
Alien versus Predator and
Mhm.
their other.
And that's what you
more-
need. That's what
Yeah.
you need.
But we don't have that here in the US. I don't know why, but we don't.
Yeah. You
I
guys,
guess
you guys
it's-
are coming back, bro.
Yeah.
But you know,
Yeah, because
I genuinely believe that.
on my homepage it has. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying. Yeah, I genuinely believe that they will come back. That's about it.
Yeah. What
Do
were you
we
saying?
have a favorite? Can we go around and give a favorite scene from the movie? Rokan, do you have a favorite scene or a moment or a line or something like that?
For me, it's the rooftop conversation between the three Spideys, where they talk about grief right there, and they talk about how they get through their darkness and how it leads to the great power comes great responsibility. Quote. For me, I get kind of like chills when I think about that moment of just the three of them just talking and hashing it out right there. Because that, to me, like as awesome as it is to see the three Spideys, kick ass side by side and fight the Sandman, Lizard, everything like that. Those moments to me of just them, talking it out like it's beautiful. It's beautiful stuff. It really is. So that's always going to be like a scene that I will like replay once I get the Blu-ray.
Yeah. For me, it was the hallway fight between Peter and the Goblin.
That's good.
Oh.
Yeah.
That was just brutal, and it reminded me of the tension I felt when I first saw Spider-Man back in 2002 in the final fight.
Yeah, for me, I think Rokan's favorite scene and mine are same. But just to pick another, I would say the last scene where Tom fights Goblin and he almost wants to kill him and almost goes for it, but then Tobey stops him. That's one of the great ones. And the end coffee shop scene also is one of my favorites. But yeah, ultimate favorite. I
Take
would
all
say
the good ones. They take all the good ones for.
Yeah.
Rokan started it.
Kick him out. Kick him out.
What's yours?
So I can't really say that I have one. There are just so many beautiful things in this movie. First of all, the shot where he's looking when Aunt May dies and it's raining and he's looking at this huge screen of J. Jonah Jameson and the rain is pouring. That is incredibly beautiful. That shot is just incredible. And then on the other side, as I said before, that shot of all three of them running at the same time and jumping, it just makes me so happy. Even right now, I'm smiling so much because I just love that shot. And the rooftop scene where they're talking and Andrew, he's talking about how his rage is just consumed him, and when he catches MJ at the end,
yeah,
this film is just full of so many great, incredible shots. They're all incredible.
Yeah, I forgot to mention the MJ catch scene, but I'll for that, but I'll just say that is the one moment in the movie, along with Peter meeting Otto, that I honestly burst into tears.
Yeah,
dude, I don't ever get emotional, right? Ever. Like, it's in movies when people die, I don't cry. Like, it's not a thing I do. But when he catches her and he says, "You okay?" and she says, "Are you okay?" and his fucking face, man, like he's gonna cry, and you want to cry because it's what's happening. She doesn't even know what's going on. She doesn't understand why, but because we know Andrew Garfield, the way he cries, Maguire, that will be their child name, their love child. But my point is, when he cries, especially like in The Amazing Spider-Man 2, when Gwen dies and he cries, God, that hurts so much because he cries in such a way where it really hits you. And I think that's one of the reasons that scene is so emotional. And then when you see in his face where he's a lot older, not a lot, but he's older now, and you still see that's still within him, that pain. And to save her was just the greatest thing he could have done, and he did. And that's why it means so much to everybody.
Yeah. I think the scene should have had a little bit of slow motion in it. But apart from that, it was just perfect because when he catches her and they step on the floor, you even hear the things falling down the same way you hear, in the Amazing Spider-Man 2. It's amazing.
Here's how I would have done that scene. I would have done it in a way where after Tom jumps, he does this spider sense thing, and he looks, and then he looks the other way, and he starts running, and then he jumps, and then he catches her. I would have done like that, rather than just him straight, because that was like 2 seconds. And
it was very quick. Yeah,
but still beautiful. And again, it's his tears and the emotions that he brings that make it so much more emotional.
He's a very phenomenal actor, man.
100%.
Even without Spider-Man, he would go into like, one movie I love of his is Hacksaw Ridge.
Oh my god, dude!
Yes. Awesome.
Yes.
He's amazing.
I just saw Tick Tick Boom. He's
I still have to see that.
Yeah, that's brilliant. That's a brilliant film. He's fantastic in that. But I think, like I look at films like Logan, and now that I think this film matches that in terms of emotion. And like Logan was different because of Wolverine's last outing, and I followed his journey for so long. This time it's kind of a different kind of emotion because you get to see these characters you love so much return and be painted in such a good picture, which is just fantastic to see. But like, just to be different from my favorite scene, I'll just be different from you guys because you picked all the good ones. But I go for a scene that makes that symbolizes Spider-Man for me, and that's where Doctor Strange says they're coming through and I can't stop them, and Spider-Man gives up his family, his friends, everything that makes him like not Spider-Man, the dependency of everybody around him, and he gives up everybody so they can live, they can be happy, that the world can be okay, so he can be alone, so he can be kind of somewhat sad, or he can get a shitty apartment, not have an education, work a shitty job,
make his own.
Can I just say?
Sorry to
interrupt. What you just described is the same way that Spider-Man 2 ends, where it literally ends at and Amazing Spider-Man 2 ends the same way, where it ends with him at the grave, with Emma Stone's Gwen's grave, and then in the second one, he sees the grave again, and they have to give up all these things that they love. Genuinely, there was so much development of character, and all these films ended in the same way. And that's
what represents Spider-Man to me. That's where he became the Spider-Man. So that's why it's I'd say it's one of my favorite scenes, even though I love Tobey and Andrew in it. That's the scene that made Tom Holland Spider-Man for me, and he did an unbelievable job. So, look, that was fantastic. And my battery's on 5 KC. If you want to wrap it up,
I want to bring up one quick thing.
Yeah.
So one thing we none of us mentioned is how amazing Michael Giacchino's score is. That score is, because I've always felt like his scores for the past 2 Spider-Man movies haven't been memorable. I like the Spider-Man theme, but nothing else I can look at you dead in the eye and say I can hum it. But with this, I am so glad that he brought, not only did he elevate the Holland theme, like it sounds more like it has more of a choir in it now. But also, like, I love hearing the old James Horner theme and the Danny Elfman themes. Again, they sounded just like they really kind of like completed the whole experience for me.
Yeah, same.
I found it interesting that he chose to use Horner's theme rather than mixing Horner and Zimmer. To me at least, that felt like it was a tribute to Horner since he had passed.
Yeah, and also I think because it was, that was the first score, that's why, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, credit where credit's due, they did use Hans's Electro theme.
They did, yeah.
They did.
Yeah. I love that Horner theme too, but I thought that they should have done the Zimmer theme because this Andrew came after Amazing Spider-Man 2 and after Gwen died. So it makes sense for them to use that theme, right? Because that theme's better. It just is.
I agree, yeah. But I liked how it was used. But I'm glad a lot of people thought that Electro would be a variant because he wasn't
too.
blue. But when we saw him blue when he's first introduced, and then the matter of the MCU changed him, and he's like dun 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 dun. I was like, they made it work.
Yeah.
Can I just say that it was so great to have him being funny, and bringing that humor, because when he's just standing there and he goes, "Oh, we all gonna like I'm not butt ass naked."
Yeah.
Batman's like, yeah. He goes, yeah. I was gonna say something else, right?
I think one of the funniest things that I didn't see coming was when Aunt May goes to Doc Ock and offers water. I did not see that coming, and if she didn't say what she was going to say, I wouldn't have got it.
Oh yeah.
Do you think when Electro got sent back to his world, he's blue again?
Probably. I don't even think about that stuff because it's.
Nah, I don't. I don't think so. I'll tell you.
Maybe. I mean, I like the blue, so I don't mind.
Yeah, I like the blue.
I like the blue too, but I don't think so because he cured him of the electricity that's in his body.
That is true. Yeah, so he'll just be Max Dillon again.
I don't think so. Unless if they say, "Oh, then just because he went back, he's back to being who he was," then that just ruins the whole movie.
Yeah.
So
right.
Yeah. Oh,
but anyway,
fuck. So, damn.
But anyway, I think Maher's phone just died. So yeah, we'll wrap it up here. Okay. Yes, you are, but you are in very glitchy form here. But yeah,
man.
that was really fun talking to you guys. I know we all loved this movie, and for various reasons and all the reasons. And I'm so glad to have watched this movie where 99% of people love it. And it's just a very good experience. And I have to say that this year it's one of the best years for movies, I think, because a lot of great movies came this year, and I'm just so happy about this one movie and the next movie that I'll be watching, obviously, Matrix. So
yeah, buddy.
Yeah.
Those directors, the Wachowskis, they're one of the greatest directors, and I don't think they get enough credit for who they are.
My favorite movie of theirs is Speed Racer.
Yeah, Speed Racer was awesome.
Yeah, you are the Speed Racer defender, Ken.
Yeah.
I'm not. I haven't seen that, but people say that it's like really ahead of its time.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
One I really need to watch, but not to keep the show going. But I was gonna say something. Fuck, I forgot again. Damn it. Damn it. Never mind.
All right, so we'll just go around and plug our channels.
Oh, sorry. I will say this though. If you don't like if you went and watched Spider-Man No Way Home and you didn't like it, I hope you get COVID. That's all. Just kidding.
I'll just say I'll just end this with Spider-Man No Way Home. It's good shit.
I agree.
Here's Spider-Man.
Yeah. And I will be removing the spoiler banner now, so no spoilers going forward. Yes, Maher, I know, I'm wrapping it up. I don't think he can hear us, but he's visible here.
It's okay. It's not his show anymore. It's mine.
Roku, where can people find you?
All right, so you can find me on Twitter and Vero at Roku9413, and you can also find me on Instagram at ThatRealRoku.
All right, Ken?
On Twitter, you can find me at Daily Power Rangers. Power spelt without the E and Rangers spelt without the E. Vero, you can find me at Snyder Cut Fan, all lowercase, and then Instagram forever_red_cosplays.
Cool. Ascended.
I'm not really on Twitter anymore, so you can find me in the real world. You can find me at Ascended Ancient on Twitter. I'm not really around anymore, but yeah, it's
you. Hey, bro.
Oh yeah, dude. It's
wow.
You had no idea who it is.
Wow. You've gone through the whole show without knowing it was ended. Nice.
So, am I as sexy as I sound? Yes, I am.
You got a good accent.
He's gone so red. Look at him.
I feel dumb. I feel like I should have
not
caught
visible
on to
on the
that.
screen.
It's okay. I'm gonna save this moment from the stream. I'm gonna use it against you. You watch. Okay, well, it's good to meet you, Ken.
Good to meet you too.
All right, so you can find me at Krypton Cage on all social media, and you can find Maher at Movies That Maher on all social media. Since he cannot talk or listen, I don't know what's going on. No, Maher, we cannot hear you.
What a blessing! You can't hear someone.
All right, we'll see you on the next show when we'll be talking about The Matrix Resurrections. Until then, goodbye and take care.
Peace.
It is.